Living longer, living healthier, living better than ever before. Welcome to Mountain Pacific's Healthy Living for Life, a weekly series that gives you the information, education, and expert insight you need to become an active participant in today's ever-changing healthcare climate. Here now is today's program host.
You've probably heard physical activity and exercise are good for you, but exercise is not just about losing or maintaining weight. In fact, getting and staying active is one of the best things you can do for yourself. No matter your age, your health, or your physical ability, physical activity helps your body, your mood, and your mind. I'm your host, Lisa Sather. Welcome to Healthy Living for Life, a show dedicated to helping you do just that. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Exercise and physical activity are good for pretty much everyone, and that includes you. There are many benefits to getting and staying active, and in most cases you have more to lose by not being active. My first guest this morning is Katie Wright. Thank you for being with us, Katie.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So we know it's beneficial to stay active at any age. And is there something especially important to know as we get older?
Well, as we get older, we can start to lose our strength and stamina that we enjoyed when we were younger. The good news is that physical activity can help to reduce that and slow that process down. So that's why we really want to stay active, especially as we get older.
Great. So are there some other benefits of physical activity as we get older?
Certainly, there are many benefits of physical activity as we get older. A very important one is the fall prevention. It helps us not to fall as much. It helps with balance. So that, again, helps with that fall prevention. It can reduce the risk of injury, reduce the risk of falling, help to reduce the risk of chronic diseases such as high blood pressure and diabetes.
And even maybe help people sleep better at night.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Sleep better. People that are physically active also find they have more energy, they have lower stress, they have an improved mood. So just that overall sense of well-being certainly can help.
Good, good. So what would you say are the differences between physical activity, exercise, and strength training? And why are each of those separately important?
Well, exercise, think of it as any type of activity that is structured, such as going to the gym and doing an actual group fitness class or doing a weightlifting routine. Okay. Physical activity is simply just anything that gets your body moving. So it can be just walking up and down the stairs, working in the yard, walking your dog, doing laundry. Both of those have the same benefits, that they really help to increase your endurance, your strength, your overall health of your heart, your lungs. Weight training is just anything that gets the muscles stronger. So lifting weights, and again, that really helps again with the lower body strength training, with that fall prevention that we've talked about, and balance. It helps with everyday activities. Think of getting up out of a chair, getting in and out of a car. So it's very important as you get older to keep your legs strong.
Good, all right. So I guess the YMCA has a Silver and Fit program, which was news to me. That's exciting. And you've instructed Silver and Fit members for over 10 years.
Yes.
So can you tell us, please, about that program?
Yes, it is one of my best favorite classes that I have taught in all the years I've taught fitness. These are classes that are designed specifically for older adults. So it's low impact class. We be sure that we don't get down on the floor. We use special equipment. We have chairs available for people that need them. We use hand weights. We use resistance bands. We have a small ball that we use. So again, it's just fun. It's again, low impact. We also have a class that is called Enhanced Fitness, and that is through the Montana YMCA Alliance and the Centers for Disease Control. That class is designed for people that have arthritis. We use a lot of the same equipment and we have the similar goals, but in that class we use wrist weights and ankle weights, so that people that have arthritis don't have to grab onto weights if they can't, if it bothers them.
That's really interesting. So are there any other special considerations that you might take into account for seniors when designing a workout program for them?
Well, first of all, I like to make sure that the class is fun. Our motto for Silver Sneakers is fitness, fun, and friends. So again, we keep it low impact. I like to make sure that we have the strength training, the cardiovascular, the balance, the flexibility, range of motion, so that we make sure sure our joints are moving. But really one of the most important things we work on is the functional fitness in class, and that's where we are practicing moves that will help us in everyday life. For example, as we mentioned, getting up out of a car, standing up from a chair, just walking and that fall prevention, lifting a heavy box up onto a shelf. We just do a lot of practicing of those everyday activities.
Sounds great. So a lot of people have excuses or reasons, you know, why they don't exercise, especially as we get older. And one is that exercise might be too risky.
Right.
What do you say to that?
So if you have any concerns that it is too risky, always speak with your doctor first. Make sure you get the okay to exercise, and then just start small, start slow and steady. And again, you can, if you have any concerns, also talking with a fitness instructor if you're going to join a class can really ease your mind about the class and what to expect.
Good, good. So here's another thing. You know, another reason people say they don't exercise is they just don't have enough time.
Right.
So what do you say to that?
Well, that is a common problem, and you really just need to make your health and your fitness a priority. So you can exercise early in the morning. People find if they can exercise in the morning, that will help them, because then they don't find excuses for the rest of the day. Also, you can break up exercise. You can do 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the afternoon, 10 minutes in the evening. At the end of the day, that still adds up. So it doesn't have to be all at once if you can't fit it in.
That's great.
All at once.
Great
Yes.
advice.
Yes.
So what about those people who haven't really ever exercised before? You know, is it too late to make a difference?
No, it is never too late. In fact, there have been studies that people in their 90s who start exercising actually can see benefits. So just again, start slow, steady, find what works for you, and set realistic goals. Don't try to push yourself right away. Just take your time, listen to your body, and just stick with your routine. That's really the important thing, is just consistency.
Great information, and we have about 30 seconds left, so maybe you can tell me an answer for folks who say gym memberships are too expensive and they can't afford it.
Right.
Is there some quick advice you could give to them?
Anything you can do at home. You can walk. You can even use household items as weights. Soup cans, a milk jug. Just find a friend, find a buddy. Ask. A lot of health clubs will have reduced memberships, so ask about that.
Well, great info. You've given us a lot of good information, and hopefully that'll help folks understand what they can do and how they can maybe potentially learn to start slow, stay motivated, and keep going. That's really important, is what I'm hearing you say.
Yes.
Thank you. So we'll be right back with someone who's put this information into action, and later we're going to show you some exercises you can do at home. Don't go away. Thanks for staying with us. MC Beebe joins us now. MC is an entrepreneur, a business owner, a consultant, and a mentor. But she's also a cancer survivor and an advocate for good health and anti-aging. Welcome, MC.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you.
Yes, of course. So, let's start out with this. You were a very active person and a lifelong tennis player until you were diagnosed with cancer. Can you tell us a little bit about how old you were when you were diagnosed?
Right. You know, I actually been playing tennis since high school, so a long time. So I was working for the United States Tennis Association and was down in Lima. There were 2 courts. And at the time, I was 53. So I noticed that indeed there was a difference in my breast. And that was one of those things you'd read, you know, when there's a change, you should report that.
Yes.
So for me, been having regular checks, you know, no lump or anything, but there was a puckering on the left breast on the top, and so I decided I better go have this checked.
All right. So once you were diagnosed and you visited with your doctor about a treatment plan, can you tell us a little bit about how the treatments you received affected your body?
Yes. Well, since my doctor said I was young,
Of course.
53,
Yes. Yes, you are.
I didn't think so at the time, you know, but he said we're going to do the treatments, chemo, and radiation.
Okay.
So at the time of the diagnosis, I decided on a lumpectomy. So I had the lumpectomy, and that was in August My son was getting married on the East Coast, so I decided to wait for the cancer, the chemo, because you'd hear these stories and you know that things can happen to people.
Yes, of course.
And so I decided to postpone that to October when I came back. So then it's, I think, 6 weeks of treatment or whatever that we had done. And I remember losing my hair on election day, when that year a lot of other people did, as well as the story goes. And I was one of those people that was able to, the treatment was, you'd go, I went ahead and had one of those ports put in, just so that would be easier. Your veins tend to not be as healthy as they should be during that. And so you'd have the treatment, go home. Some of that, like a lot of people back in the hospital, dehydration, a couple of things or something, you kind of put those out of your mind. It's been a while since I thought about it in terms of your questioning. But when I did feel good, I could eat. So I was one of those people who was able, I know a lot of people can't eat. I can eat. I already was a little heavy going into it, so eating was a part of my lifestyle behavior. So I actually continued to eat, and I got up to 220 pounds.
Oh my goodness. Wow. So you ultimately became cancer-free.
True.
All right. And so that's amazing. That's great news. And congratulations. And when you found out you were cancer-free, how did you motivate yourself then to get active after you'd gone through all these things?
It was so interesting.
Where'd you start?
I actually, went to a couple of the cancer support groups, and those can work for a lot of people, and I recommend that. For me, it just wasn't where I wanted to be, and so my own support and friends. And I decided, if I continued to do all the same things that I had been doing, why would I expect a different outcome? And of course, the weight was one of the first things I decided that I wanted. As my hair was growing back in, I looked like Buddha for a while, I'm sure. And I looked around, I saw that you skinny people don't take seconds and actually sometimes don't eat everything on your plate. And I knew that I was going to be in for the long haul. I really needed a lifestyle change. And there was one other thing, Lisa, that sort of, because again, being early 50s, I saw a pictorial of the Queen Mother when she was 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. And I have to say that she didn't look that much different from 60 to 90. And I kind of made a decision about, what do I want to look like the rest of my life? And so that was kind of one of the things for me that made that decision, because I think it's really about a decision. You can't do this for somebody else.
Absolutely.
So one of the things that I did for myself, getting a regular massage, to be good to yourself. The other thing is that I hired a personal trainer. So they came to my house on Fridays, and we, of course, became great friends. But I had the weights there. I'm not really a go-to-the-gym kind of person. I like doing it at home. And so that was really one of those things that just really helped in terms of get on a lifestyle. I also live close to Helena High School. There's a track. I started walking a mile every day. Turns out I was able to lose more than 60 pounds. It took a whole year, lifestyle change. And I decided that, this is the way I want to be for the rest of my life, is active and to be able to live the life I want to live.
Good for you, and congratulations. So how do you keep yourself motivated to stay so active?
Well, being involved with others, and I always introduce myself kind of as a community do-gooder. And so doing and helping others, being involved in something. Actually, one of my passions is that I'm working towards Helena being Montana's healthiest community.
Wonderful.
And there are a lot of options to do that, I think, being involved. And someone had sort of said to me, well, when you're going to pass the torch or something? And I read somewhere, I don't think I'm going to actually pass the torch. What I want to do with this torch is light the torch for others while I'm holding it.
That's awesome. So in about 30 seconds, we have about 30 seconds left. What advice would you give people who are watching who have not been active?
Well, you start just where you are, certainly, just getting up. The little things, take the stairs, park in the farthest place in the parking lot. Be good to yourself. And if you want something to eat that's good, eat just a little bit of it, but when it's fresh and not stale, a week later. Treat yourself well. And to get a support group, to have a buddy that you can share with and can support you is also really important.
That is just great information. Well, thank you for your compelling story. Certainly appreciate you being here. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Up next, we're going to show you some exercises you can do at home. Stay with us. We're back with our guests Katie and MC, who are now going to demonstrate some exercises for us as promised. Thanks, ladies.
All right, thank you for joining me with this. Okay, we're going to start with some warm-up for our wrists. So we're going to bring our hands up at about chest height, and we're going to do a wrist circle. Good, make that circle as big as you can. And now ready, let's go the opposite direction. Big circle, warming up those wrists. And this is something you can do just sitting in a chair while you're watching TV. Now we're going to do a fist and fling. We're going to make a fist, we're going to fling, and a fist and a fling. We are stretching all those small muscles in our fingers. Let's try one more. And ready, we're going to shake those hands down right there by our lap. Now let's go into shoulder shrugs. We're going to take our shoulders up to our ears, all the way up and lower down, and shoulders up to our ears and lower down. Let's do two more, just like that. Shoulders up to the ears. Now ready, shoulders forward. We're going to stretch our back. Now open those shoulders out to the side, stretching the chest. And again, shoulders forward and back. And again, forward and back. Let's do one more here. Forward and back. Good. Rolling our shoulders back, working on those joints, getting that range of motion for our shoulders. Big circle back. Let's do two more here. And last one. Now going into our neck, we're going to take our right ear to our right shoulder, and we're going to let this left hand gently reach down towards the floor, and you feel a nice stretch here through your neck. Now ideally we'd like to hold these stretches for about 20 seconds. And now we're just going to switch sides. Left ear to left shoulder, letting that right hand reach down towards the floor for a deeper stretch. Coming back to center, let's take our chin and we're going to look over our right shoulder. And this is again stretching the neck. Pretend you're in your car and you're looking behind you. You want to see what's going on. We come back to center and we'll look opposite direction. And back to center. Let's move on to our legs. We're going to take our right knee and we're going to lift this right knee up to the chest. And go ahead and use your hands to hold that knee up to the chest. Let's point and flex our foot. And now we're going to circle that ankle around, a big circle, opposite direction. And now placing this right foot on our left leg. Now I do want to show a modification. If this bothers you to get your leg up this high, just cross at the ankles. But this is a great stretch for the hip as we gently push the knee out to the side. And now we're going to cross this right knee on our left. And I want you to use that left hand, place it on the opposite knee, and look behind you. Good, this is a great spinal stretch here. Come back to center and bring the knee up and lower. Let's try that on the opposite side. Left knee comes up, we point and flex the foot. And we're going to circle that ankle around. Opposite direction, again, big circle, as big as you can. Now going into that hip stretch, we're going to place our foot on that bent knee. And again, you can always cross at the ankles if that feels more comfortable. So we're gently pushing the knee out to the side as we're sitting tall. Feel the stretch through the hip. And now we're going to cross at the knees, opposite hand on the knee, and again, look behind. And this one we like to say, again, we're in our car and we're backing up. We want to look behind us. And release. Let's uncross those legs. Let's move on to this right knee again. We're going to lift the knee up and down to the chest. Up and down. Now if this is hard for you, you can always use your hands as an assist and pull that knee up to the chest. Let's do one more. Now slight change. We're going to step up and out of our car. Get that knee out to the side, back to center. Out to the side, back. Let's try two more like that. Good. And back to center. Let's go opposite side. Bring that knee up to the chest and lower. Again, we want to be sitting tall as we're doing these exercises, so think about having good posture. That chest is lifted. Now let's go out of our car. Bring that knee up and out and back to center. So again, these are all exercises you can do at home just with a chair. Good. One more, right back to center. Now let's go ahead and bring our hands up at the chest. Pretend we have a heavy box and we're going to push this box up onto a shelf and back and push. Now here's where you could get a hand weight, or even, as we mentioned before, a soup can, and you can pretend, or you can practice pushing. Now let's try at an angle. Let's go to the right corner, twist using that waist. Let's go to the left corner, twist, One more, each direction, lift, back to center, and lift, back to center. Hands come to our side. Now we're going to practice some leg work to strengthen those legs. We're doing a sit to stand. So if you need to use your chair as a little support, we're going to stand up. And make sure you know your chair's right behind you, and we're going to sit down. Now, a couple things to keep in mind. Make sure those knees stay over the ankles or your shoelaces. We just don't want those knees coming over too far. As we stand up, we reach and we come down. And we stand up. Now, I want to show a modification. If this is bothering you to stand all the way up, you can always just try just a few inches up out of your chair and back down. A few inches up and back down. So you don't have to stand all the way up if that's not comfortable for you. And one more, right back in the chair. Again, let's roll those shoulders back as we are sitting tall. We're going to bring our right knee up to the chest again. This time we're going to extend that leg out, heel down, toe is up. And I want you to think about leading with the chest as you gently hinge forward. And this is going to stretch the back of our leg. Good. Again, ideally we'd like to hold these stretches for about 20 seconds. We're going to round the back as we come into center. Let's try opposite side. We're bringing the knee up to the chest. We extend the leg out, heel down, toes up, and lead with the chest as we gently hold that stretch. And release. Let's take in a deep breath. We're going to inhale as we reach those arms up. We're going to exhale. Good. And again, inhale up, exhale, and let's try one more big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. When we are done.
Great. Thank you, ladies, for joining us. We really appreciate it. So that's our show this week. Thanks so much for joining us. We hope you'll do some of these exercises or find other ways that you can get active and improve your health. Until next week, stay fit, stay well, and stay healthy for life with Healthy Living for Life.
Healthy Living for Life is brought to you by Mountain Pacific Quality Health. We'd love to hear from you. If you have suggestions for future programs, visit our website at mpqhf.org or call us at 406-443-4020. You can also catch us on YouTube by visiting our website and clicking on the YouTube icon. Special thanks to Fire Tower Coffee House and Roasters. Production facilities provided by Video Express Productions.